You see all of us in that screen?
Can anyone hear me?
Yes.
What's up, brother?
Yo, Jeff. Can't figure out how to get this freaking video going here. Start video.
Yeah, but I'm not seeing your.
I'm not seeing it either.
It just says please subscribe and notifications all. I'm not seeing your actual.
There should be a button with the camera on it, Shay.
Yeah, that's what I'm hitting.
I see it right here.
You have a camera on your computer?
Oh,
Evan sees it. Hold on.
Now you got it, Eric. I see you here.
Yep, video. Video, touch my camera.
Yeah, you're live, Eric.
Audio's good.
Yeah, you're live.
Audio. Yeah, we got to make sure your audio is good, and all of us really on your.
Yeah, you're live.
Troubleshooting. Video, hide non-video participants.
Just the pictures. The
Are you
thumbnail.
on a laptop there, Shay?
Yeah, I hit it from my phone, and it was doing the same thing. I'm not getting video on it for some reason.
Yes.
What's up?
We're having some lag issues on this end.
I don't think I can hear Eric on the live stream. Eric, do nothing but talk right now. Yeah, anybody who's watching, apologies, but Eric, do just talk for a while.
I can hear you. You guys can hear me, you can't see me.
Correct.
Which I guess isn't a bad thing sometimes.
I don't think we're getting audio from Eric.
Start video. I'm LinkedIn.
Okay, so your audio is not coming through YouTube, Eric, and the reason for that is the same problem I had originally last time I streamed.
Hey, I'm going with the other mic then. Can you hear me now? I just cut the other mic on. Test. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In what?
Test 1, 2, 3, 4. I just cut the other mic on. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. I see the mic moving. Yeah.
Yes, you're all good. It's finally caught up.
Yeah. Got you. It's got 2 microphone buttons on here. All right.
Jeff, are you on your phone or laptop or computer?
I'm on my laptop, Shay.
All right. I might have to try this from my iPad.
Whew. Can you see us?
Yeah, I can see everybody. Dial in. If I hit dial in, it gives me like a whole bunch of numbers to dial. What's that?
No, the dial in is just for like a phone call, not a video. On the bottom left-hand side of your phone, if you tap the screen, there should be a picture of a little camera. You want to touch that.
We got that figured out.
On the bottom of my.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, getting feedback.
They must got more than one thing open.
Hey, Evapors.
Yeah.
The thumbnail you have on the live stream, it says please subscribe and hit the notification. It's a little rectangle. I'm just giving you a heads up. I don't know if you knew that.
Nah, I ain't know that.
I don't think you can do anything. I don't think you can change it.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
Woo! This is why I don't do technology. Good Lord. My I'll have light on in a second. My 10-year-old daughter is helping me do all this.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That's why they keep me as a dentist. It's off that way. There we go. Can everyone hear me?
Eric, if you're able to update the thumbnail, that's cool. If not, we just can go in.
Yeah, I need to. I just tried to. I got all my pictures on my MacBook.
Hi, can we hear Shay?
Everyone got me?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hello. I got Eric. I got Soto, Pat, and I got Jeff.
Hey,
and back up.
we still getting feedback?
I'm not.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'm just checking the chat.
Before we get started, yeah, Pat's birthday was last week, so Evan and I got him a little memento to remember this live stream by. That you can hang it up in your garage.
All right, we in here. We in here.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll be an honorary member of the thick
You
garage.
can hang in your garage. Remember the live stream when we're 80 and we're souping up our wheelchairs instead of our cars.
I'll put it on the I-8.
Huh?
I'll put it on the I-8.
I don't have to do all that. Just put it hanging up in your garage. But if you want to put it on the car, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll just drive it around like that.
Yeah, I got to put a new link in there.
Yeah, me too. I need to update the link.
So while Eric is fixing a link, just a quick introduction. We all have our backgrounds. Mine's my real house. Eric's his real garage. Soto and Pat have the blue screens. What you guys see behind Shay right now, that is actual graffiti in this man's garage. That's not a screen. That's not a sticker. That's not like anything crazy. That's real stuff back there.
Wow.
All of it.
Nice.
I got my whole other garage done too. I have a local graffiti artist out here that does everything.
My other garage.
Yeah. I got bays and two of them are mine, so that's all I'm allowed. About to take over 3. My wife only uses 1.
All right, y'all. We are 1 hour away. All right.
Paste. All right, link in bio. All right, I got the new live stream. We're good.
Hey, you see they talking about what's thick? He said, I remember the first live, everybody asked what is thick.
Oh yeah, you got to give them a quick rundown of thick.
Hey, look, they said they out in LA, man. You know, thick is good.
Thick is always good. No matter if it's car, never mind.
Where's everyone from so I get to know everybody here? Eric.
Oh, myself, I'm from North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina myself, and I still live in North Carolina right now. After I retired from the military, I decided to stay in my state. So that's all about me.
Okay. Well, thanks for your service.
Appreciate it.
And Soto, where are you at?
Bel Air, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, you're not too far away. Pat?
Also in Maryland, and I have the I-8 that's come to up to your events.
Oh, nice. Thanks for rolling up here.
Yep.
And Jeff, you. Jeff
Represent.
Jeff was the first and only dog allowed in any of my cars.
He loved it. He's chilling on the couch. He would have been here.
Yeah, now he should be in it now with all the modifications I got done.
You say when, man? I was telling them last week we had a couple GTRs popped up on the screen, and we were back and forthing on are they good or are they bad? Is it an oversaturated market? And I said that you've gone through your fair share of exotics and supercars, what have you. And I said you're back into the GTR so you can do the wild build and not have to crazy source ridiculous parts like, oh, I want to buy a new exhaust. There it is.
Right.
I want this hookup. There it is.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I'm ready to see what you're building.
I got stage 1 all done. We're putting about 620 to the wheels and being all-wheel drive. It's no joke.
Wow.
Today I just went down to McLaren, Philadelphia to just take my son down there to play around. My buddy just got a 600 LT. And so he just spent like over $300,000 for that car. And then he left the place and my son wanted to race him. So we told him we'll play around a little bit. We friggin' dusted him, killed him.
Crazy.
Yeah. He's been messaging me all night. He goes, that's embarrassing. I was like, well, you got to tune it and get an
Hey, y'all,
exhaust.
we live, man. Just swipe up. We live. Cars and coffee talk. Swipe up.
But that's the difference. You know, you look at Turner's car with all the work that he's put into it, and McLaren doesn't like to stand behind it because, oh, you mess with our equipment.
Right.
Whereas you rip apart your Nissan, like, okay, whatever. It's a Nissan. Make it again. We're going to enjoy it.
Well, the Nissan, they have a GTR tech who's certified. So as long as I get the work done by their certified tech, it's all covered. It's good.
That's awesome.
So the place where I bought it did all the installs so far. The last thing I got to do is the turbo upgrade, but I'm just running it now because we just did a E85 tune on it, and we got the flex fuel kit and everything going. So I got to run it for a little bit and then work out all the little kinks with the tune, and then I'll put the turbos on, and we'll be over 800 to the wheels. It's gonna be stupid.
Wow.
Love it.
And then I want to roll race with street speed.
Yeah. Well, he'll beat you with the ZR1s. There's no point.
Yeah, I'll race him.
Dang, everybody knows street speed, don't they?
Yeah, I know.
Pretty much.
I had his yellow Corvette before it was wrapped. He and I were into the wraps when wraps weren't even like huge yet. I had a chrome wrapped, graffiti sprayed McLaren when he started doing his wraps. So I've known him for, oh my Lord. I knew him when he just started his channel.
Okay.
I think that McLaren, Shay, that's a major throwback. You're talking like 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah. Yep, that was my 650S I had chrome wrapped.
Hey, somebody was asking, is the GTR all-wheel drive?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the power split on that?
For the
Like, is it 50-50, 60-40? What's your wheel bias?
it's 60 rear wheel, 40 front. But then,
And then is that locked at that ratio, or will it adjust it as need be?
the EcuTech tune adjusts on the fly. This computer system that they have in this now, it's a 2019 with the EcuTech. The guy who designed the program is in Florida. His name's Marco, and he designed the new tune for 2019. So he's the one that's doing my tune. And it literally, as the car goes, the computer's figuring out everything, the gas ratio, the turbo boost, everything. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts, this program. So if I start spinning, it bounces that out, and I don't even know I'm spinning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some cars up on Soto screen over here doing the car show now.
They didn't shoot me any details on them. So they just shot me pictures. So I don't know what's got under the hood.
Hopefully something to match the wrap.
Looks good. I like the daytime running lights there. They match the car. That's pretty cool.
I wonder if they're green on
Eric, behind you.
What's behind me?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing special, man. Just a little something I got to go back and forth to work in, man. You talking about the golf cart right here?
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just a little golf cart, man. I like to go out there and hit 9 holes sometimes. Sometimes I go ahead and do the whole 18.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking about this right here, my little kick around, you know.
Oh,
Yep. Kick around.
Little kick around, man.
Hard flex.
Just a little bit with my Fresh Prince jacket on, man. That's what we do around here, man.
Right. You got to be from Philly to wear the Fresh Prince, though.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you a true story, man. Years ago, man, when I was in my 20s, on my first deployment, we went to France and Spain, and every time we went out, man, the young ladies called me Fresh Prince, man. So I've been rocking with Will Smith since 93 on my first deployment, man, in France and over in Spain. So I've been rocking with the Fresh Prince since then. So we both got gray hair now, though.
Yeah, seriously. He paints his now.
Yeah. You know, he's a Hollywood type dude, man. But you in Philly a lot though?
I was just there today. Yep. I'm in Lancaster. I go to Philly probably every other weekend. I'm trying to get down there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up there. I'm trying to link up with Omi and the Hellcat. YouTuber out that way in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get up there one of these days, man. When I can get a solid confirmation that we can link up.
Do you guys have a Cars and Coffee in your area, the Durham area?
Yeah, we do. I'm an hour from Durham, where I'm originally from, but right here at Fort Bragg, Fayetteville, there's a pretty big Cars and Coffee, man, where you'll see, at least one Lamborghini, maybe 2 Ferraris, and your Rice burners and your Tesla section, and then the Mopar guys have a section, and then the snooty BMW guys, they have a section.
Yeah, there's I-8.
Nah, look, let me tell you, the BMW folk. Well, I'm sorry, one guy out of the BMW crew was cool with me. When I pulled up in the BMW section, not a single one of them said a word to me.
Wow.
Yeah, man, except for one guy. One guy said something. I'm sorry, two guys said something to me. It was just kind of weird, man. It was my first cars and coffee, and you know, the one guy that was talking to me, he said, "Man, you need to come down here where the BMWs at." So I pulled down there, and when the doors came up, the jealousy came down.
Yep. You can ask Jeff. Jeff's been to my cars and coffee. We don't do, and so is Pat, but we don't do sections of cars. We just do mass conglomerate. You can park a Ferrari next to a Honda. We don't care. We just blend it. So I've been to some where they separate you, and that's when you start getting the animosity and the problems. But we've meshed out. I started this, what, Jeff, 5 years ago? I started Cars and Coffee, and we started with
Something
about
like that, yeah.
20 cars on a winter day in December, and now we got 4,500 members in the group, and we've reaching out to like Pittsburgh, Delaware, Philly. We've got people coming from all over, so it's pretty cool. We want to do some rallies this year. We want to go to like Hunt Valley. We want to go to Katie's Cars and Coffee in Virginia. So we want to link up and do more driving instead of just sitting in a parking lot.
And that's
Definitely.
something to chime in to speak about what Shay is really about at heart is, you know, he's the crazy car guy, crazy nut, got the crazy kids do soccer all the time, but there's always a charity event tied into something, but it's not just him. When he and Pat and I both went to the Ronald McDonald House event that he had in, I don't know, December, maybe a little bit earlier.
Christmas time, just before.
Christmas time, yeah. And the whole family showed up, all the kids, his wife was there, and it's a big family event to show like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. And something that really hit me, you know, real deep. Shay was interviewing on the news, and not to, you know, say that he was on the news here, but one of the things that he pointed out was about his kids, how they had the choice of, you know, a lot of crazy Christmas presents, or do you want to contribute towards the giving for the charities? And they're like, we want to give, Dad, we want to give. And that hit. You know, seeing that what he pushes out, again, it's not just at his cars and coffees, it's not just we all mingle together, it's the way he lives life. And that's, I wanted more people in my surroundings to be just like Shane, what he's about. Because it really is, you know, it's not about, oh, I drive BMW, you have a Mopar, blah, blah, blah. Hey guys, we're in it for the kids, we're in it for the right reasons. Let's just give back to the community. So thank you, brother.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
was a great event. That was good. It was really good to attend. I mean, I made the trip up from Maryland to come up there, and it was cold. It was bitter that day. And I remember I actually did a video on it. So on the Pat's Garage Online YouTube channel,
It was chilly,
it was chilly,
but
but
we've been.
it was worth it. And they only had so much parking available, and so everything was organized. A certain group would come, and then, you know, another group would go, and it was really good. It was definitely. I like the charity events. It makes you feel good about, you know, going there and doing something with car people who also enjoy. And everybody was welcome, and it didn't matter what you brought. It wasn't like you have to bring a certain number of toys to contribute. If you could afford it, you know, donations were very, very welcome. And I believe the kids, everybody got a toy, I think, at Ronald McDonald House.
We did $5,000 worth of toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And $1 worth of cash, so that was good.
Yeah.
They said we could feed, we'll outfit the kids for toys for probably 2 years, and then we'll feed several families. So that was good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a little chaotic because the lady thought we were only coming with 40 to 50 cars, and we showed up with over 220. So it got a little crazy, but we're gonna get bigger and bigger. And the cool thing is, my first year we did it at DuPont, and we had over 500 cars at that one. So this past year, my buddy that does Delaware Cars and Coffee, he did the DuPont and we did Ron McDonald House. So we tag teamed 2 different places. So next year, or I guess this year, we want to do DuPont, Ron McDonald, and I want to do a rally. So my goal is to go up to Ron McDonald, drop off some of the toys, and then go rally down the CHOP and go down to Philly and hit up the CHOP kids too. See how many hospitals we can hit up for the kids on the holidays. So I want to see how many car groups we can get together on this and just make this a thing. So we call it the Toy Run Rally. We're on our second one. We're going for 3 this year, so we'll see what we can come up with.
Well, and the other thing there, Shay, is we can tie in, Evapors down in North Carolina. Instead of him driving 6 hours up this way, they can do a little pocket going on concurrently and make it, the whole East Coast does a huge car run rally together, all in unison, all for the kids. Just blow it up.
Yep, I'm game for that. I mean, we do. My main things is for Eric. We do veterans. We do veterans charity. We do canine police. I think Jeff, were you there when we did the canine police charity?
That was a good one.
When we had Mike in the street speed in the bike suit and he got lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Pat was there for that one too.
That was his own event though. When he did when Mike did his own toy drive. That was he wears the suit a lot.
Were you at that one, Pat? The Duck Donut canine charity?
No, I was at the one where
Cars, cops, and canines or something.
Yeah, his big one where he had donation. Yeah, it was only this December, and then Savage showed up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had one where Street Speed came down, and we put him in the bite suit. We let the dog attack him.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good.
Saw that.
He gets to do that a bunch. There were a couple of questions that came by on Evapors channel. I don't know if you want to bring any of them up, Eric. I thought one was pretty cool. Somebody asked, what's everybody's top speed in their car?
Who want to start?
Or what it goes to?
Top speed on the display?
No.
Or what I've actually been able to converse it to?
What you did.
It's two separate numbers.
What you did.
In this one.
Yeah, name the vehicle. Name it and
2010 Volvo S40 manual transmission, all-wheel drive. Again, 3 pedals is best pedals. I think top speed that I hit was about 120, maybe a little higher.
Good.
What you think?
Close your ears. You need to close it.
Why?
This is my son Shay. So he's 17. I mean, if I let off on that, the fastest I went was 120, and then I let off of it. I could have gone faster, but I was on 95, and
all right, I'll volunteer.
I don't want to get caught.
I'll volunteer for tribute.
I was 100 with you when you were
the fastest I've gone. I'll say in my 2011 Camaro, I hit like 132 in that. But in the I8, I hit 152 in the I8.
Whoa!
Was that downhill?
Uphill?
Uphill?
No, it wasn't uphill, man. It was a flat surface, man. And I was messing with a Challenger. He was trying to catch up with me, and he got scared when I got to 130. When I hit that 140, I seen him slow down. I looked down. I saw 152. I said, "Oh no." Oh no, but it didn't feel like 152. I promise you, it felt like 75, 80.
That's the thing with the i8s. They're built for the Autobahn, so the faster you go, the more comfortable they ride.
Hey, look, it's a friend of mine. He's a policeman. He's in my chat right now. But I didn't tell him where I was at. There's a local Fayetteville track here also, and anybody can pay like $10 and go get on the track.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on.
I was up to 138. I was behind Street Speed 01 and Savage's GT2 RS and a 720S, and they just walked away, and I just was, why isn't the car going any faster? What's going on? Why am I not going anywhere? But I was pulling away slowly from the Audi R8. So, and the Maserati, the Quattroporte, I pulled away from them. So that made me feel a little bit better, but it's so weird to just see them.
Man, don't sleep on the i8, man. Folk get an i8 a hard time, man. But look, mess around with me if you want to. You get left. Because look, this is my philosophy too. My philosophy also is if I were to be on the highway going past the speed limit, I'm not afraid to get a ticket. So my mind is like, I don't care. If I get a ticket, I get a ticket.
The way they can get you.
Say
By
again?
time if you go flying by someone, by the time they clip you and radio it, you're gone. I mean, that's the thing.
True, true.
So, I mean, it's I had my black Lamborghini. That thing was modified pretty heavily. I had that up to 168.
Woo.
That is a humbling experience. And I had this GTR here. This one I just had when I tuned it when we had the one day of warm weather. We were clipping about 158 because I had to get it up high enough to register my EcuTech so I can see the boost and everything. So the Lamborghini was my highest one. That was a different world.
Hey man, I would love to drive a Lamborghini, man. That's like I would say that is my dream car from being a kid outside of the 911.
Yep.
Yeah, I can just see myself, man, in a Lamborghini. I don't even know which one. I almost feel like I need an Aventador because I love the doors to go up. But the Huracan is your more affordable price point if you're trying to get in from what I've seen so far. Unless you know something that I need to know and you can put me in contact with a guy that can get me something, few years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you want them, you let me know. I know enough people in the Lamborghini world. I've had 4 Huracans and a Gallardo, and I love the Huracan. But
See, this is
What
why
he's
we do
not telling
cars
you
and
guys
coffee.
is those 5 Lambos were in a span of 11 months, probably.
So he changed Lambos like I changed jackets then.
Yeah.
I got blacklisted by the banks. They listed me as a wholesaler because I bought cars in the same year, and they said they won't let me buy cars anymore. So they blackballed me.
Hey, I got a question on that, if you don't mind, or you can just give me a general answer. Because I've been doing a lot of different research and talking to a few people in the business or whatever, and all of the leases that I saw, it was averaging like 205 miles per month. And I'm like, man, I mean, I don't know if I would want to lease it because I feel like I would go over the miles, but it seems like that was the more affordable route if I wanted to drive one and then get rid of it was like at least the leases that I saw publicly. Can you shine some light on that leasing versus financing like a Lamborghini exotic or something?
Yeah. My buddy sold his car. He actually just picked up a 600 LT today. I went down to that's who I was hanging out with. He leases all his cars. 0 money down. They're doing new leases now with the way the world is right now. 0 money down, and you can get out. There's no prepayment penalty. There's no out clause. I've always financed everything because I just run it through my business as a marketing expense. So as long as you have your car and you have a business and you put your logo on your car, you can write it off as mobile marketing. So yeah, you put it right on there and you're marketed. So you can write that off on taxes. And so I always buy. So I lose. I mean, Jeff can attest to it. I mean, I've had so many cars and it's been fun, but I've lost so much money from the financing state. But if you're someone who can keep a car more than a year, then leasing it is good because you're just out and you're on to the next car. But if you're looking at Lamborghinis, an Aventador, just me personally, I think is too big, too wide. And when they get into the Huracan, I feel more controlled. The dual clutch system is just out of the world compared to a guy with the single clutch. But I mean, I love my GTR. It's my 4th GTR. I love these cars, how they handle. I mean, for the money, you can't beat these cars, and these cars destroy most things on the road. I mean, if I do my turbos, there's really not much I can get me. So it's pretty exciting to be back into this. But I do miss the Lamborghini, the look, the feel of it, and everything. It's just a different beast. I would definitely recommend the Huracan over all the other models.
Okay, hey, I'm convinced, man. I'm sold, man. And you know what, a car like that, and I have not been around a whole lot of them for like a long time outside of when I had a friend of mine that was a quarterback for the Jaguars, and those were other people's cars, so I would kind of just walk past them and wouldn't, spend too much time with them. Um, I mean, a Huracan pulling up, a Aventador pulling up. I mean, and especially here in North Carolina, I mean, I don't think it really matters if the doors go up or not when that Huracan pull up. So I like that, man. I might have to start, not might, I'm gonna start looking to see what some numbers look like on some Huracans there, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, they're right now. They're dropping hard right now because of this. The new Evo came out. So new interior. So it's basically the Huracan boosted a little bit. But the Huracan numbers right now, you can get a rear-wheel drive one if you don't mind rear-wheel drive. You can get one of those. They're dropping about a good 10 to 15,000 now, which is unusual. And they're making deals. So the prices are down, and they're making deals because they're so far behind in sales. So now that the governments are starting to open up car dealerships, now's the time to actually call them up and start hustling them because they got to get their number quota back up.
Gotcha. Somebody in the chat was asking a question. They said, if you lease a car like that, what are the miles per year? And I'll just answer what I saw yesterday. It was for the year. It was averaging out 205 miles per month. Is that low or high in your opinion?
That's about for exotics. You don't want to put miles on those cars. Like I would put about 1,500. I never kept mine for more than a year, but I was on par to be about 1,500 to 2,000 for the year.
So you could divide that by 12.
That, like even Cadillac for the longest time, they'd have their commercial where it says blah blah blah, brand new Escalade, platinum, ESV, and then at the bottom line it says ultra low mile lease because they're flashing these like exotic numbers. But then it's like, well, I can't haul the family anywhere because I'm at 50 miles a month. So it's not just looking at you have to look at your baseline budget, but also decide, do you want to go on those crazy rallies? Is that going to be the car you take to work when the weather's nice? And what do you like? What's its overall purpose? So that's, is it worth buying? Can you write it off? Should you lease it? For a couple years, I know some of the companies were offering a hybrid where it was more money down, lower of a payment, but still structured like a lease.
Right.
But I think like a smart buy, whatever they called it. But you can, just like leasing a Range Rover truck, it's, here's how many miles you're getting for the year. Here's what you're paying. Less miles, less paying. But where they get you in the exotic world is they're, like Shay was saying, they're really not expecting these cars to be high mileage cars. So there's a lot of money up front for your down payment, not a lot of mile allotment, but it's still a high monthly.
Yep.
So what's it worth? It's a strange flesh. You'll not be able to drive it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, this might be a low ball number, man. I'm just like, man, if I can get me something like that for like 2,000 a month, man, that'll be, because I know the insurance is going to be a little drip too, though.
It's doable.
2,000, 2,000 a month.
Miller's Motor Car, I just looked at a 720S. They have it. It's a $313,000 car on lease. It's $2,800 a month, no money down. So if you get a car like a used Lamborghini, if that car's over 300 at 2,800, you get a car for 170, you're going to be down close to 2,000 a month.
Right.
So it's definitely doable. I also buy my cars because I drive. Jeff knows me. I drive my cars everywhere. Like I just bought this Nissan. I don't even know how many months ago, and I already have 3,000 miles on it. I take my cars everywhere. I go to grocery stores. I go to my kids' sports with it. I go everywhere with my cars. I don't care.
Well, look,
I don't want to look at them.
I need to buy something off of you, then, man. We need to work out something. I need to buy me a high mileage exotic off of you.
I just have a GTR right now. That's it.
Well, here's the fix for you. When Soto and Evan put together their salvage Lamborghini that they're going to buy, and they could sell it to Eric for half the price of what it's worth, because now it has a salvage certificate.
Right.
So is that still in the works? You thinking of doing that, Soto?
Yeah, I am when I financially can get into that.
You gotta have Eric do the financial backing. You guys do the wrench work.
Yeah, I can help.
Watch background.
Man, I'm ready to ride right now, man.
And I got to rent a garage and put it in.
He's got an open bay. He just told us.
Yep, I got one open.
You do?
Yep. And it's heat. I got heat and air conditioning in there, so you're set.
Where are you at?
Lancaster.
That's not too bad. Was that an hour?
Bel Air.
Yeah.
They're less than
Yeah, we went to Lancaster to meet Alex Spangler did a photo shoot with. He goes street
Yeah.
speed. You know,
Yep.
Alex?
Yep.
You must not be from Lancaster because you call it Lancaster.
I'm from Philly. Yeah,
Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Philly boy. I'm a city.
How far are you from Auto Spa?
5 minutes.
Okay. I pass it every day on the way to work.
Yeah, you give Matt the hello with the middle finger or no?
Nah, I don't, doesn't matter.
So Soto, you've had all the videos going, or you've had the screenshots of the cars, and I know they went by really quick, and I'd love to be able to bring them back up maybe and do some commentary. I don't know if you already
Again, but the thing is, they didn't send me any details. I don't know, like,
We'll make up a story. We'll talk about it. We'll fake it.
we
fake
got
it.
some folks.
Well,
I know some folks here in the chat as well that are that put some cars up.
Well, here's I think Evapors. This is your guy, in it? The Hellcat. Is this it? Is this his, or you're talking about this one?
The red Hellcat.
That one, 392.
Oh,
This one, right?
that's my boy too. That's Mango 392. Yeah, he's in San Diego.
Do you know any info on what he's got done to the car or anything like that?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's in the chat.
Well, if he is, he can ring in.
Duramax was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still around.
He was in the chat earlier. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. I met him. Really, really cool guy, also from Pennsylvania. And he's got a YouTube channel as well where he's been doing all kinds of mods and some cool stuff with the Duramax. And yeah, it's definitely worth a view if you get a chance. Check him out on YouTube as well.
Yeah, we didn't get too many this go around, but there's only 3 here.
But I do like that mango color though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you're not gonna wrap anything, you know, you should pick a color that stands out. I like to stand out, and that's why I'm gonna do that custom wrap for the i8. But to me, any Lamborghini that I would get, and I'm believing to be in a position to get one, I don't even know if I want to wrap it. I need that thing already bad, man. I need it already super bad. Michael Jackson, Rick James, Saturday Night bad.
You got to wrap it.
Oh man, can somebody wrap it before I get it?
I got.
Then it's not yours.
It's fun. I did it. I overlaid black tearaway, and I had Gumball Rally, those big numbers on the door.
Yep.
I had numbers in kaleidoscope wrap, so it would like shimmer in the lights.
Wow.
I got to wrap my GTR. My GTR is black right now, and I got a chrome color shifting wrap. There's only one car known of that we found in the United States with this wrap on, and he lives in Texas, I believe. And the car, it looks unreal. So we're going back to chrome wrap, which is not fun to install, but it comes out amazing.
Man, it's funny you said that, man. One of the first wraps that I had in my head, and I had seen it before already, was a rose gold wrap, the rose gold chrome.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yana, that. You ever hear Yanamize?
Who?
Yanamize?
No, yeah. I'm gonna look him up.
England or somewhere. He does. He had his Ferrari and his Range Rover in a rose chrome.
That's cool.
Hey, Thick got the under the hood Duramax pickup.
Yeah, he does. He got it up.
Yeah, he's on there. He's commenting.
Yeah, I see him.
There's just a little bit of a delay.
What we're looking at, Duramax?
Yeah, you got to tell us what we got here.
Yeah, what we got, Duramax? What's under that hood?
It's a clean engine.
Yeah.
And y'all that are watching the stream, make sure y'all hit that like button too, man. Let's hit that like button. Let's get those likes up, man. Hit that like button. Come on now.
And subscribe. And be sure to ring that bell for notifications because Eric will be posting content often to his channel.
Let me say
We
that
also
again.
got to get, is Shay right? Where's Shay right there, I hope? Or wherever Shay is?
Yeah, Shay.
Yeah,
We
right.
got to get Shay's Instagram blowing up. He's got like 17 followers right now.
Hey,
OCD mindset. Let's hit it.
what is Shay's Instagram?
It's OCD mindset. It used to be Persist there, and I had thousands of people, and someone hacked it.
OCD mindset.
Yep.
Okay.
There it is.
Boom. Hey, y'all go follow
Cool.
OCD mindset on Instagram. I'm gonna type it in. Follow at OCD mindset.
Here we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone snuck this theory. I had that on my, let me see if I can flip this.
What the heck?
That on my license plate. When someone decided to get into my account somehow, I don't know anything about technology, and they had fun with my account. So I killed it, and then we just started a new one here. That's why Jeff reached out to me. He's like, "Where are you at?" I said, "I have a whole new one now."
We're gonna be doing a video with we're gonna start with Evan's car here this weekend, the C300. We're gonna start modding that one.
It's like a
There. You got a monster.
And monster.
OCD mindset. Does that
How-
stand for what I think it stands for? OCD.
Obsessed, confident, and determined.
Oh, you thought it was a disorder.
That's your cleanliness.
I grew up with it. I got OCD pretty through and through, and so I mean I'm a dentist, so I mean OCD is good in my field. You want someone who's meticulous with everything.
Yeah.
But I just flipped it around. I mean, it's I'm obsessed about everything, yes, but I'm confident, determined to make everything work. So that's going to be the new one there, and I'm going to start branding it. We're going to make T-shirts. We did it for Persist Theory, so it's pretty cool when you go to car events and you see people wearing your Persist Theory shirts. But I'm still going to rock the Persist Theory. That's my YouTube channel. I have Persist Theory YouTube channel, and we have some videos. I get new content going, but yeah, the Instagram is going to be like more of a motivational kind of video, because most of the things in the world, and that what Jeff touched on is with us with doing the charity for the kids. When I started Cars and Coffee, when I was a little kid, I'm sure a lot of people can attest to it. They had a Lamborghini hanging on their wall somewhere, right? So that was a goal car. And when I finally got to my goal, you had all these kids coming up to me, and I'm only 40 right now, but I started this when I was 35, and they're like, "How do you get a Lamborghini at your age?" And you just work hard. So it became like popped in my head, like, let's see if we can motivate the kids to just go for it. I mean, today's society, everyone is like downplaying everybody, and people are afraid to be different. So that's why I wrap my cars, and I love when the people come up and say, "You ruined your car." I went to a Porsche car event I had an orange McLaren 570, and I had motivational quotes vinyl all over it. And I was standing there, and they didn't know I owned it. And the guys were sitting there like, "Oh, look at this McLaren. Whoever owned this ruined this car." And then I opened the door, and they're like, "Oh, is this yours?" I'm like, "Yep." And they're like, "Oh, awesome car." I'm like, "Nope, don't even try it."
Nah, don't even play yourself. But I'm real big on motivation myself, man. I was glad to hear what you were saying when you said that OCD. So if you follow me on Instagram, bro, and you hear OCD again, don't come in my comments and beat me up too bad, because I might have to share that with a little bit of Evapors flair on. I'll give you credit though. I'll give you credit.
Thank you. So what is everyone's, Jeff, will you send me everyone's Instagram so I can have it?
Yeah.
Okay. That way I just have it.
Hey,
Because everyone knows.
Duramax told y'all what's under the hood.
Did he? Let's see here. I'm trying to get my Lambo picture up.
With all HSP piping, high flow up pipe and down pipe, and 5-inch exhaust and tune. I'm told it should have around 550 to 600 horsepower. Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, man.
Well, the best part with diesel trucks is they can have, gobs and gobs of horsepower, but even more torque. And they'll just They'll uproot trees left and right.
Hey, somebody, did we talk about an SG egg yet?
Me?
What is it? SG egg. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
That might be the Glickenhaus. One
Oh, no,
second.
he's talking about Savage Garage's Koenigsegg.
Oh, nah, we didn't talk about that yet. Who got some info on that?
I do.
Y'all know everybody. Y'all the big timers up there, man. Y'all know all of the big YouTubers and all that stuff.
Well,
man, I'm just down here in North Carolina, man. You know, I know about 3 people.
Rebecca's our insider.
Yeah, well, like I accidentally became like besties with Savage Garage completely. You know, didn't realize it was gonna be that way. Hi Dan. So they had we had a little Zoom get together last weekend, right before you guys did yours, and you know, at that point he's like, "Yeah, guys, I'm getting the hypercar." So I've known what it is this entire time. I've been like, you know, lips are sealed sort of thing. So he is officially gonna do the whole, I guess, display of it. He's supposed to be getting it tomorrow morning, and if not tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon.
They just post on Instagram, live stream at 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Yep.
I sold it sharp.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I've seen some of the comments and I've just been like giggling. I'm like, if only you knew.
Yeah.
How do I get on that list? Getting the sneak previews.
Honestly, to me, I have no idea how I got on this list. I ended up having.
I'm not even on the list.
Yeah, he's not on the list. I am.
Start making some phone calls.
I think we figured it out. We're all guys. We don't have.
Well, so Shay, that's the funny thing, real quick, is that Randy and the whole Savage crew a month ago did their own live stream, and Pat and I are watching it. Rebecca's in the corner, and we're all like, Rebecca's like, "Where's all the girls? Giant sausage fest over here."
Actually,
So we're like, "Oh, we're like, let's do another chat with some ladies in it." And here's just a bunch of dudes, and we only have one lady still. So we're gonna expand it out, hopefully. But
Yep.
That was Pat. I was too busy asking Jimbo to show us his cat. But you know, priorities.
Dan, are you wrapping the whole car, Dan?
What?
Are you wrapping the whole car?
No, I'm actually, hold on. I got to figure out how to spin this around.
Or just the roof?
okay,
Yeah, just the
Rebecca, tell
roof.
us more while he's
So I
showing.
just finished. There's a
thought
couple creases that we got to work.
the party
Yeah.
cup wrap for 500.
No, that's coming. I got to find a shop that once everything opens up that will do that. That's going on the side. So here's my helpers. And yes, we stayed 6 feet apart the whole time. Don't break my hood. Oh, no, we're gonna show off this beautiful, like, stock looking engine bay. Yeah. Look familiar, Soto?
Yeah.
Wait, it's missing an engine cover, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It's right here.
You should wrap that too.
Yeah, there we go.
Cover the engine cover in carbon fiber and resin.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll use that. I'll use my leftover wrap. We're not going to talk about how that.
So
was
that's
actually
one.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about how that was a mess up when I had to butt splice it here. But yeah, also I got to polish it, make it look nice.
Look at that pile of excess wrap you have on the floor there, Dan.
Yeah, what about?
I mentioned this to Mike Street Speed 2-3 times and to Shane once or twice. But I've also dropped it to a couple of the real big guys out in New York that wrap all their cars. I'm like, guys, you guys all love charity so much. When you peel the wrap off, you should do like stick it back onto a poster, sign the poster, roll it up, and send it out. And you know, charge a $5 premium to get part of the actual wrap on the car. Like, I mean, if my Volvo was wrapped, I'd be doing it left and right. But
yeah,
I got nothing to sell.
Hold on.
And no fan
I
following.
believe, what's his face? Parker from Vehicle Virgins actually did that when he got the Metallica wrap.
Talked about it. He didn't do it though.
No.
Well, I know one of them did because I remember watching him sign it all. But yeah, So here's the whip. I'll probably pop on my computer. How late are you guys going to be on? Sorry to just barge in.
2 in the morning.
Okay, I'll see you guys then.
I'm done with another half an hour probably.
Okay, then I won't bother. Hey, it was good catching up with them.
Coffee. So I'm going to be up. I'm drinking coffee. It's Cars and Coffee. So I'm drinking my coffee.
We should
my
coffee in the morning, wheels and whiskey at night.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and here's the rest of the little car show we got going on here. We got a good old Volvo. Yeah, the Boosted Moose. That's his. We got a manual Kia, and we got the good old Suburban. And then the Lexus and BMW.
Yeah, Volvo
We're
love.
having a proper car show.
Jeff, how do we start Wheels and Whiskey?
I don't know. Tomorrow night.
All right, that's it. What's everyone's whiskey of choice?
It depends. I've got clear. I've got color. I've got bourbon. I've got rye.
Bourbon's the only one, man.
I just went through. I stopped by Mid-State Distillery yesterday. Shameless plug, internet people. If you're in Pennsylvania, go check out Mid-State Distillery. They're open for drive-through bottle service.
Wow.
And I picked up their new bourbon yesterday, and I'm already too far through the bottle to be proud of.
Hand sanitizer as well.
So they're not doing sanitizers. They guys are only doing bottles of beverage. I think they may have done a little bit of the sanitizer and cleaners. And once the state opened back up for liquor service, they switched over. Because now that people aren't hoarding all the hand sanitizer, there's no need for it.
Right.
No back. My hands with ARP.
Hey, real quick, somebody was asking. I think it was kind of along the lines of your favorite car. You know, it might not been the fastest or whatever, but like your favorite car that you've had. And I'm just gonna go ahead and answer it now. Believe it or not, the i8 is not my favorite car of all time. My favorite car of all time was 2003 350Z, and I literally got it when it first came out. And the Z had been gone for a while. They had stopped making the 300ZX, and
Yep.
the attention I got in that car, man, was ridiculous. And it was quick, it was fast, but it was just like ahead of its time as far as the styling of it at the time in 2003. And you know, and to have a car the same year that really not too many people had at the time when I bought it, it was just like my favorite car of all time. Who about you, Shay?
So that's a favorite car that we've owned, not favorite car like in our hearts.
Yeah, your car. Oh, shoot. Shay's owned all my cars in my heart. I mean, that wouldn't even be fair.
My favorite by far is the Huracan by far.
Okay. You didn't say that for me, did you?
No, I mean, it was close. I mean, I had a Turbo S. That's up there because that's like an everyday cruising, comfortable. But the Huracan with the sound, the feel, the look, everything they just did a really, really good job with that car.
Oh man, that's dope. That's dope. Thick.
My favorite my M3, when I had my M3 back in the day, but I did everything to it. I mean, cosmetics, all the aerodynamic upgrades, hood, performance. But I was younger back then, and but I love my 535 too. I mean, it's a great car. It's reliable. It's fast. It handles just as good as my M3 after you mod it. But yeah, my all-time favorite would be my M3.
Gotcha. Jeff, what about you, Jeff?
Mine is my Volvo.
3-pedal?
3-pedal. Well, both. That's a lie. 2 of the 3 cars that I myself have owned have been 3-pedalers. Before this one, I had a 2000 Maxima. It was a VQ30, front-wheel drive, 5-speed car, quick. That's another story. While we're talking high speeds, I hit 141 in that car.
There you go.
It was itching, just like, and that was a day that I got my first speeding ticket at 90. So I think God was looking out for me. But just in terms of overall, like what the car offers, what the car has, the Volvo body style, it looks good, it feels good, it's comfortable inside, outside, ergonomically. I look at it now, it's a 10-year-old car, but it still fits in with stuff that's outside right now. And like you were saying, Thick, you know, when you got your Z, it was such a monumental vehicle at that time. And I look at mine almost the other way around, where I've had it for so long, but it's still fresh. It's still, you know, a current vehicle that people don't realize. Okay, it's got 270,000 miles on it. Holy crap! But it's still at 227. I mean, but it's rocking and rolling. It's great. My favorite all day.
Yeah.
How many miles do you have on it?
227.
227. Holy shit. Woo. Good man.
Hey, Pat, what was your favorite car of all time, man? Your favorite?
My 1978 Corvette, and the reason is because I honestly got a ton of attention in it. I was in my late teens, early 20s when I bought it. I would drive around town where I grew up in Schuylkill County in Pennsylvania, and people would just be hooting and hollering, and the girls would be like, "Hey, take me for a ride." So, you know, one of the most exciting times was just being able to drive around and say, "Come on, we'll take you for a ride." But my buddies, real quick story, my buddies used to tell me the bad thing about that car, and they were all Mustang guys, the bad thing about that car is it only has one passenger seat. So I got a group of girls together, and we put one in the back, and it didn't have a hatchback. You had to climb over the hump, like to get, there's not a place for a person back there. Put a girl back there, and then put two girls on the passenger seat next to me. So we had 3 girls in there. And yeah, then I drove by a couple times to show them. I'm like, don't matter.
Yeah, Pat, that's called a party, man.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, you heard the question, right? Your favorite car of all time, man? Your car that you've owned, your car?
Well, I've owned a old Lexus SUV and then this, so I can go like dream car. Honestly, I'm not too crazy. Like everyone's like, you know, Aventador, SVJ, all that. Honestly, Camaro ZL1 1LE, like a 2017, 2018. Yeah, I just supercharger one. The way it looks is good. My dad had a 328 version, which is a 4-cylinder turbo. His was manual though, which I could have got mine manual. And I honestly really fell in love with those cars. So then I decided to one up him, get a bigger engine, tune it, and now I think I'm making like almost 400 horsepower at the wheels. So, and I just did. If you check out my YouTube, I just did a 3.86 second 0 to 60. So,
well,
yeah,
you beat me
that's
today.
like,
You beat me today
that's like,
with that.
Say that again.
You beat me today. I did a 4.10 to 60 today on launch control in the i8. So video to come tomorrow. But check.
We
We
can't
got another
spoil it. We
question.
still need to do
We got another question in
we
the
still need to
chat,
do the
man.
science experiment with Pat.
Say again?
So we still need to do the science experiment in Mexico with Pat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we got to do science experiment. Don't forget, Rebecca said, you know, she's got a favorite car that she's ever owned too.
Yeah.
Before we do that, I just want to say thanks for popping me on. I got to get going.
Okay.
You got to get home. I got to finish up here. So thank you guys so much. Sorry, I just kind of barged in, and have a good night.
All right, Rebecca, what's your car?
Well, I've only technically owned one car, so it's my quote unquote favorite. It's actually my Jetta, but
I will say, I mean, even though the Huracan's been my fun toy car, my best car ever as a daily driver, my Raptor. Hands down, my best car. I love that thing.
Hey, did you see that question in the chat, Shay?
No.
You talking about the truck, the Raptor?
Yeah, I have a white one.
Bro, you must be psychic or something, man. There was a question in the chat that said, "Okay, what's your favorite? What are you guys' favorite trucks of all time?" So you just said that without even knowing.
I'm part psychic. That's the OCD in me. Yeah, Raptor, hands down.
So you a good dentist. You already know it's wrong before I even show up. Then
exactly.
now let me go and answer the truck question real quick, man. We here at least in North Carolina, we call trucks SUVs. SUV is a truck down here in our, we classify a truck, it's an SUV or actual truck with a back on it. So I don't work for Lexus. We just got a 2020 GX 460, and she's so smooth. I really love it, man. So I'm just gonna say my favorite truck is the Lexus GX 460 2020, man.
They're nice.
Yeah. Thick, what's your truck, Thick?
My favorite truck?
Yeah.
I mean, I like the new Rover we just got, but we still have the Escalade. I love that Escalade, man. That thing's a tank. it's
Yeah.
it's a tank. I mean, it's an '08. But it still runs. It's much roomier. But the wife wanted the Range Rover. It's a sharp truck. Doesn't have the room as the Escalade does, but and it's not even as fast as the Escalade. Escalade picks up faster.
Really?
But,
Than the Range Rover Sport?
Yeah, my wife even noticed it. She hit the gas and she's like, "It's not as fast as the Escalade." I was like, "Wow, you noticed?"
What year Range Rover do you have?
It's 16.
Okay, the 19, I had a 19 or an 18 or 19. It came out with an electric gas pedal,
Mm-hmm.
and it was such a delay. Like when you go to get onto the highway, you just sit there, you don't move. I hated it.
Yeah, even when you hit into sport mode,
it was horrible.
The sport shifting.
Yeah, horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't like my Range Rover. I went back to. This is my third Raptor. I love them. I keep going back to it.
That's dope.
It's not like putting a BMW in sport mode.
No.
Nah, hey Jeff, what about you, man? You have an affinity for a favorite truck?
So, you guys may laugh at this one, but like at heart, my favorite truck is 1955, 1956 Chevy Apache, 2-door, flare side, short bed. But I don't like the whistling diesel where he's got it lift a little bit. I want it like dropped hard. And here's where the thought goes even crazier, because this is like pipe dream. Like if I'm pissing money away, I would love to take that body and drop it down onto a V10 Audi R8 running chassis and do a mid-mounted V10 all-wheel drive pickup truck. So now it's like, it's no longer what's my favorite truck. That's not what's my dream build. But I love the flare side, 4 headlights, the big mouth. In the modern world, I'm a big fan. My family just bought a 2020 GMC Denali. That's the workhorse. But going back to the Escalade comment, I had the chance last Christmas to handle a 2016, 2017 ESV Platinum. Comfy, quick, 17 TVs all around, 21-inch wheels. And again, I'm a little dude, 5'3", like climbing into this thing.
Yeah.
But on the highway coming up from Ashburn, Virginia into Harrisburg, I was just king of the road. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was quick. It was quick.
My wife's 4'11". It's funny watching her get out of the Escalade.
Yeah, like what's up with that?
She jumps.
She jumps. She needs a parachute to get out of that thing.
Yeah.
It's like a box jump.
Hey Pat, what y'all got over there? What trucks y'all got over there?
Yeah, you start.
Yeah. So favorite truck, it's hard. I really love the Raptors. We have a friend who out in Colorado has a really, really nice Raptor, and that thing is built amazing. But in terms of like realistic duty truck, Dodge Ram 3500 dually all day.
Whoa.
You go big. Good girl.
Yeah. Go big or go home. That's what I learned. I started driving in.
Why don't you say the 6x6 Velociraptor then?
Because that's not realistic. I can't haul horses with that.
That's a lot of truck, Shay.
Oh yeah, it's got that right.
John Hennessy, if you're watching, we'd like to test one for you.
Yeah. Well, call out what's that rapper's name that has tattoos on his face?
Post Malone.
Post Malone has one.
He's got one, so maybe he'll let us borrow one for a drive.
Yeah.
I'll race Post Malone in his 6x6 Velociraptor and my Raptor.
What about you, Matt?
I'm not telling him what I did to mine, though.
I just want to say I saw Atomic Z06 saying favorite truck for him was the O.J. Simpson truck. That's pretty cool, the Bronco. So I've owned trucks.
Hey, did you guys hear news about the Bronco release? They got the actual photos for the 4-door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Now, I've owned 4 trucks, mainly mid-size or small trucks. My favorite right now, and it's just the one I own because I've owned it for, it's 13 years old and 180,000 miles. It's my Ford Explorer Sport Track from 2007, and it's still looking almost new. If somebody saw it on the street, they'd be like, that looks like a new truck. So
even Randy's seen it, and Randy was like, holy crap, like that thing is clean. And he thought it was new, and he's like, I'm like, yeah, it's 13 years old.
Yep.
But I saw the video where y'all buffed it up and everything.
Yes, yeah, we spent a lot of time on that.
Oh my gosh, we probably put over 40 hours into that thing.
So that was my daily driver for many years, and then Rebecca was driving it as well. And it was originally my dad's truck, but he lost his vision in an accident at work. So I bought it from him at a very, very, very cheap price, and it's already on its second engine. But I didn't take care of it as much as I should have. So yeah, we spent a lot of time buffing that truck and then putting the ceramic coat on it. And there's still a few things it needs a little tender care every, in the right places, because it's an old truck. But yeah, I enjoy keeping that thing running.
So question for you there, Pat. You say it's on its second engine.
Yes.
So I know my car, again, I'm sticking with it because every part that I replace on it, Volvo's going to put a lifetime warranty behind it. I think they're the only company right now offering a program like that.
Yeah.
So here you are in Fordland putting a new motor into a truck. What was your rationale in terms of, it wasn't my dad's truck, I want to maintain it. Was it, the right price tell us about that a little bit.
Sure. So my dad sold it to me for really cheap. And because of that, putting a new engine in it was way below what it was valued anyway. So it cost me, I got a Jasper engine, and it cost me $9,000 to have it swapped, including the engine, of course. So the V8 came out, it's 4.6 liter V8, 3-valve engine, and they don't always last very long. And it got one heck of a bottom end knock to it. And rather than trying to find somebody to rebuild it, because it was my driver at the time, I said, just put a new engine in it. So if it did need to be rebuilt again in case a problem like that came up, I would probably go through the process, because now it's a third vehicle. But my decision was mainly cost. The truck didn't barely cost me anything because it was my dad's originally. And on top of that, it was cheap, and there was nothing wrong with the rest of the truck.
That, and there wasn't really, it was still that time, so it was right at the start of 2016, a lot of the small, like 5-foot bed, the compact trucks that were out there weren't really something he liked. So it made sense to spend the money to do that, have a truck he likes, versus trying to buy something new that he's not a fan of.
Yeah. So far, I have way less money in this truck than it was worth, at that time. Obviously, since the new Ford Ranger came out, the Ford Explorer Sport Track values have gone down. But for a while, they went down and then start coming back up, because you couldn't find, unless you got a Colorado, and if you didn't like the Chevy Colorado, then that was like one of the options. A lot of people were trying to buy a Sport Track. So I do all my own service on it. Parts of the frame are getting a little rusty, but I do it. What my dad told me years ago is he had a friend of his who, every time he did an oil change, he would take the used oil and a paintbrush and go under the truck and paint the frame. So I have my own garage. So when I do an oil change,
I
dip the paintbrush in there, and I go over the frame with it. And if I get any drips in the garage, big deal. I don't care. But then it helps keep the frame lasting a long time.
Wow.
Hey,
So
somebody in the chat
doesn't like me, but oh well.
Hey, somebody in the chat said, man, they say Shay got all the cars, don't he?
Not anymore. I had them all. We counted them up one day. From my wife made me do it at dinner. I graduated school in 2005. From 2005 to 20, I've had over 70 cars.
Oh.
What?
No way.
Yes. I should be committed. That's why my mind is. That's why that's what I'm working with here.
Man, someone beat me.
Do you keep all the window stickers?
I always had a sport car and a daily driver, so I would be flipping 2 cars every time when I got bored with the sport car and the daily driver. And when something new comes out, I wanted that, so I would get that. For the McLarens, I've had every lineup. I stopped at the 600 LT. The Lamborghinis, I had the Gallardo, 4 Huracans. Porsche, I've had the GTS, the Carrera, the S, the Turbo S, the Cayman GTS. I don't even remember them all. I mean, I had a 350Z. When you were talking about that, I remember that. I had a great 350Z when it first came out. That was hot.
Oh, mine was great. Mine was great too. Hey Shay, mine was great too, bro.
Yeah, I love that. That was a fun little car. But then I bought a black GTR. I got rid of a CLS 63 AMG and I traded that in on a GTR. Now, the older generation GTRs used to clunk. I don't know if you guys have heard of those. They clunk and they grind. So I just got out of a CLS 63 AMG, which was like a bi-turbo machine. It was a monster. And then I leave the lot on the GTR. They wouldn't let me test drive it. And then as I left, I remember saying to myself, I hate this car. It sounds horrible. But then I started modifying it. And then a car dealership called me up and said, hey, we got this orange McLaren 12C that only you would drive because it was orange. So I looked at it. And once they popped the doors up, I was like, sold. I want that car.
Yep.
So that's what started me. The McLaren 12C was my first supercar, quote unquote, that set off a horrible, horrible chain reaction.
Man, bro, everything you just said, I'm sitting here like, you know what, man? I like Shay, man. I don't know if I liked him at first, but I like him now, though, man.
I have a question for Shay.
Thank you. I'm a nice guy, Eric.
Shay, question about the Porsches. Now, you've owned a lot of Porsches. I've sort of looked at them, and I hop around between, do I want to get into a 911? Do I want to get into a Cayman? There's just too many confusing variables there. What would be your favorite and why? Or what would you suggest even to somebody who was considering getting into a Porsche?
That's tricky. Depends what you want to do with it. If you're going to go tracking, then the GT3s. I had two GT3s. I had one with the carbon seats and hated it. It made my leg go numb. So I got another one with the sports seats. The Turbo S is, in my opinion, the best one. It's all encompassing. It's fast. You can modify it if you want. You can make it your own. And if you want to go get groceries, it's smooth and comfortable. That's just your all in all great car. Now the new generation ones are all turbo, so you can get like a new generation S and tune it and put an exhaust and be pretty close to the turbo. So the new generations, I don't think it's worth spending that money on a turbo or a Turbo S. I think you just get an S or even the GTS. So the newer gens, I would say the GTS is the best bet. But if you're going back, like 2012, 2013, or even before that, the Turbo S's are hands down the best. I mean, the space, it's great.
Did the Cayman leave you disappointed?
Yes. True story. I bought the Cayman GTS. I went to New Jersey Motorsports and I raced a Huracan, a 458, and a GT3. I left the track day, drove the mainline Porsche, traded in my GTS Cayman on a Turbo S.
I believe it. Yeah. So the Cayman has a similar performance as the i8. So you get that. I want more, but I'm not getting it. So yeah.
Yep. That's right away. My wife I just bought the Cayman, and I traded my Gallardo on the Cayman. Literally a week later, I went to the racetrack, and in a week, I traded the Cayman GTS on a Porsche Turbo S, and that was that. I got yelled at that night. That was not good.
What's your wife think about the obsession? I know that she's always at the car show, she's always at the charity runs, and she's always, showing her support with it. But like, when you roll up with something new and a shiny new like temp tag on the back, what's the missus?
You don't see my rear end. She beats me. She supports it. I mean, she's seen what I have done, and I work hard with my job, and I give a lot to my family. I give a lot to charity. So when I want to do something for me, she's fine with it because I do a lot for others. So it's kind of one of those things. She wishes I would keep one car and stay with it, but I just today. I mean, I've been driving this GTR. It's all modified. And just today, I put 2 inquiries on another Huracan. So I might be switching back to a Huracan. That's why I was laughing when Eric said, "What's my favorite car?" I might be going back.
And that's good for me too, because by the time you depreciate it, I'm gonna slide in there and get it from you.
Yep, it's lime green, so that's the ones I'm looking at.
Hey, I'm ready, man. Let me know when you finish with it, brother.
To add on to that real quick, Shay, and this is, stop me if I get too deep into like everything else. Shay does the charity stuff with the cars and the giving back, and his wife, and again, his family is very big into the real horsepower. So Shay's got the stuff underneath the hood. His wife is big into horse rescue. Rebecca, this is for you. They do like a lot of, the underappreciated, the animals that have been neglected. I don't even like. I watch all the live videos and like I hear like the music in the background, Guys the Angel, whatever it is, like take my money, and that's what it's like. But it's it's a here's another cause that you and your family fall behind and just go in full swing.
Right. It's called Herd of Hopes. My wife started it probably about 2 years ago, and with my daughter, basically what it is they're rescuing horses off the slaughter line. Most of them come from the Amish. They rescue them, they rehab them, quarantine them, get their health back up, and they adopt them out. They've rescued over 100 horses, and so my car habit kind of backfired on me because I told my wife she can keep one and have her own personal horse. And now how many do we have? A lot, but this is my daughter. So we have probably about 5 horses that I know of, and I know there's probably more. She's giggling, so I know there's more. So it's good though. My daughter has a passion. My wife has a passion, and they're rescuing animals. They're raising money. So that's part of the charity. So we do every year. We're going to do horses, kids, police, and veterans. We do charities for all that.
Hey, that's big, man. I love that kind of stuff, man. Hey, just on the whole horses level, man. Are y'all involved with any dressage or anything like that? Y'all ever go look at any events like that?
Yep, we do dressage. My daughter's starting jumping. So they have trainers at their place. So they do a lot of diversity. And we just started in October our own horse business, doing boarding, lessons, training, and it's also the rescue out of there too.
Cool. I said that because I figured nobody else knew what dressage was. I wanted to sound smart and articulate.
Yeah, I do eventing. So I do it all. I do the show jumping, dressage, and cross country.
Oh, cool. Where do you ride Bel Air?
So right now I just sold my horse. He wasn't about the eventing life, kind of wanted to be a plod along little kid horse. So that's fine. Let him do something he's happy about. So my trainer's moving from Parkton, Maryland down to Mount Airy.
Oh, no. All right. I know exactly where you are.
Yeah. Cause I'm down in Carroll County. So for me to go up to Parkton about 5 times a week, it's 45 minutes each way. So
the question for you, Rebecca, is how many horses do you own?
Right now, I own 0. But I half lease my trainer's, her first event technically is a large pony that she took from Unbroken to like 3-star, 4-star cross country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm trying to think. I mean, everyone can help out with this. I think it would be pretty cool if we do a car rally, almost like incorporate all the charities, and we go down from Pennsylvania through Maryland all the way down to Erie.
I love it, man. Hey, but look, you mentioned the veterans thing. What kind of events do y'all do with like the veterans? Is like y'all do like golf events or something like that?
Oh, all car. Everything's through my Cars and Coffee. We have we have a lot of vets in our Cars and Coffee group, and we let them set up tents and booths. And I'll sell T-shirts. Like we just made up new T-shirts for Lancaster Cars and Coffee, and we're going to sell them. And then 100% of the proceeds, all the sponsorship money, all of it goes to the charities throughout the year. So I do my part, and my dental practice buys all the T-shirts, and then we sell them, and then literally 100% goes to whichever charity we're doing at that event. If people come and they buy food, I have the food vendors. They have to donate a portion of their profits to whatever charity. If they don't want to do it, then they can't come to the event. Everything's based on charity.
Gotcha, man. Well, when the world is back to normal or the new normal, I will definitely come up there for an event that you're having, and I want to meet my crew too in person this Zoom is cool, but I want to meet y'all in person. But my new good friend Shay, I will definitely be checking out the used lime green Aventador. You know what I'm saying?
Huracan. I won't get you.
Huracan.
Oh,
Huracan.
Huracan. We trying to keep the numbers down. Keep the numbers down. Yeah, Huracan. And I
Keep the
might give
numbers
me a.
doors opening normal. They don't go up. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm okay with that. I'll be able to say I'm driving the Lamborghini, and I'm gonna leave with a nice teeth whitening kit as well.
Perfect. Guys, well, I'm gonna get my daughter to bed here.
Okay. I have one quick question. Shay, I'm kind of curious. What is your pet peeve as a dentist?
What is my pet peeve?
Yeah, let's say of a client. If you saw something that you didn't like with a client, like what's your number one thing you don't want to see in a client?
Someone that comes in eating when they walk in my front door. I love when they do that. They're eating, they're chewing, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't get a chance to eat." I'm like, "Well, great. Thank you."
Yeah. I was curious.
I get that a couple
big
times.
mouth out between your teeth.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I look forward to
brother. Thank you for
Nice
joining
meeting you.
us. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.
Yes, sir. Man, that was good, man. Hey, man, Shay.
I gotta figure out how to do this thing.
Oh,
You gotta push the hang up button. There we go.
he gone. Okay, man. Shay's an interesting character, man. Jeff, I appreciate you reaching out to Shay, man. I like well-rounded. Like I feel like our group is well-rounded, right? All the things that we talked about before we went live, and we all are just in different places in the world. We in the horses, we in the cars, fast cars, slow cars, trucks, and it's just like, man, Shay is so well-rounded. A lot of him reminded me of myself, man. I was like, wow, this is a completely different dude.
Well, that's
350
why I
C.
wanted to bring him on, is because he really does touch on so many different things,
Yeah, man.
and it's
You're freezing up.
Freezing up.
not just BMW, the whole gamut of what the world has to offer in being a good person.
Yeah, no, I love that, man. I'm like, so he had a great 350Z. I had a great 350Z. Okay, and he is about to have a lime green Huracan, and I'm about to have a lime green Huracan. You know what I'm saying? It's working, baby. I love this, man. Cars and coffee. Let's do it tomorrow night too.
So who's drinking coffee right now? Anybody?
Man, I want.
Oh, here,
I'm
this
gonna
is
go-
this is for you, Pat.
I wanted to get some coffee, man, but I was so into the conversation, man. I couldn't even leave the computer. I had to go get a more comfortable chair, though. That's about it. What? That's not coffee, brother.
No, this one, it's got Hebrew on it. It's like a coffee infused or something in the SoCo. I think that's what my parents sold me on it with. So like, whatever.
You tell the arresting officer that that's coffee too. All right.
I'm sorry, officer. I brewed it myself.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. I wish I had a cup of coffee right now, but I got to get up in the morning a little early, so that coffee probably would throw my sleep off just a little bit. But I would love to be sipping on some coffee right now, man. And
I got a Diet Coke. There's my caffeine.
I didn't see it. What you got, Thick?
Diet Coke.
Oh, okay.
That's my caffeine.
But
What
the
are you
Diet
drinking,
Coke
Pat?
has less.
I was drinking coffee, but I mean, I drank it all. There's nothing left.
So how do you make your coffee?
Oh, how do I make it? I stick the cup under the Keurig. I put the pot in. I shut the thing. I press the button, and sometimes I put the coffee cup in the correct way. There have been times where I put the coffee cup there upside down.
Or you don't put it in at all.
And yeah, I just hit the button, and then the coffee's running all over the cup, and I'm like, no, and you can't stop it. It's like it's going. There's no way to stop it. You just can't open the lid. So yeah, I have a sugar-free chocolate creamer that makes a great mocha, and I usually put one thing of Splenda in there too. So how does everybody else do their coffee?
Well, I take my coffee cup and then I just pour whiskey in it.
Yeah.
For me it depends on the day. If like I gotta be at work tomorrow at 8:30, 8:45, but it's a 45-minute drive for me. So for me to wake up, get the dog, like my brain's not quite on yet, that's gonna be like a double shot, a lot of caffeine to get me rolling. if it's just like, oh, it's noon and like there's a pot of coffee, I'll take a cup, but don't need to doctor it up at all. When I was working at my other college, I kind of got addicted to the espressos, and I walked over the one day and the barista's like, oh, we poured a shot of espresso and nobody bought it. Do you want it? Okay. A week goes by, 2 weeks go by. Oh, we have 2 of them. Do you want it? At the end of that semester, I was at 4 shots of espresso in my cup. I was just like running around like a chipmunk. And then I realized it was too much. And then my heart rate slowed down.
Yeah.
So I'm in a better place now.
Good.
Yeah. Hey, myself, man, I like just the standard Dunkin' Donuts Keurig. And I also ride with Krispy Kreme as well. But I've been buying the Dunkin' Donuts standard creamer for a while now. And I just started not putting sugar in the coffee. I'll just pour a decent amount of creamer in and run the Keurig over top of it, kind of shake it around a little bit, and I'm good with no sugar. I'll just use the creamer from the Dunkin' Donuts standard creamer.
Nice. I just drink it black. No sugar, no cream. Straight up.
Hey, you
How
tough,
about
man.
Evan?
You should have
Evan, you
been a
drink
Marine, Thick.
I love it. I like it straight.
Yeah, I got some friends like that in the military, man. They can just drink coffee, just straight black coffee, and I'm like, man, salute to you.
I like the flavor. Good.
That's from your restaurant days too, where there's no time to pour milk and sugar in it.
Yeah. I don't want the calorie. I don't like sweeteners. I don't even like Diet Coke. I drink Diet because regular Coke is just too sweet for me.
How about does Evan drink coffee?
Not really.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't drink coffee either.
No.
No.
So I have a question for the group. I don't know. Do any of you are any of you familiar with Normal Guy Supercar? Have you ever watched any of his videos?
Nope.
Okay. I got one of his shirts. I devalue cars. It's his symbol with the instead of the dancing the prancing horse, it's got a prancing basset hound on it. But he had a fire. He bought an F430 Ferrari, worked on it, and then was going to auction it off. And when he took it on the test drive, it caught on fire.
Oh.
And he had a GoPro in the car.
Oh.
With him. And it turned out that it was only the coating on his headers. And I'd love to pull the video up because just to see, I don't know if I just want to like see what you all think, what your reaction would be in case something like this happened to you. Let me pull it up here real quick.
Yeah, let me see that. My wife just commented she likes a little bit of coffee with her cream and sugar.
That's how I am. I love a lot of cream. I love a lot of cream.
I was traveling with the family. We're all getting cups of coffee. Friends, either 10 or 11-year-old son was with us. Oh, can I get a coffee too? Yeah, whatever. Sure, no problem. He goes over, hits it real quick, and then goes over to milk station. A lot of milk, some creamer, some chocolate sauce, scoop of whipped cream on top. And he's like, here's my coffee. And we're like, whatever, buddy. If that's what you like,
Okay. I got one to top this, right? We're at a hotel for a dance event, and I see this kid taking the coffee mate vanilla creamer that they have, like the big bottles of, with the pump, literally pumping just straight creamer into a cup and just drinks it.
Oh no, that's impossible.
All right, I have this video here. Let me see if I can.
It's the best thing I've ever seen. He just kept going back, just drinking straight coffee creamer.
He was up all night.
No coffee, just straight creamer.
With the runs.
Yeah.
All right, can y'all see this?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. Okay, so what ended up happening with him is he put the headers on the car, and he was taking it out for a ride, and the headers are smoking off. So it's not that big of a deal. It happens. But as he's driving, you'll see here in a second, it's just smoking and smoking, and now you'll see a flame showed up right behind his head, and he's like, "Oh, it's on fire." So I don't know if you've seen any of this video or not.
I haven't.
No.
No?
I haven't seen it.
I got a screen share going.
No,
No, we
we've
can see it.
the
We haven't
video.
seen
I've
it
only seen it
before.
before. I'm saying.
Oh, you haven't seen it before, but
Yeah.
yeah, to see this, it's like he had one heck of a delayed reaction. Like, oh, people probably think it's catching on fire, and he's like, oh, it is on fire.
He's still smiling too.
Yeah, he's still smiling. That's what he was in shock. He didn't know at the time. He's like, you have that delayed reaction. The car you just bought and you worked on and you're going to put up in a live auction tonight is caught on fire. So he ended up calling the fire department because this car, he was worried about it. It stopped catching on fire.
And then it started
And it started again. So he called the fire department because he was worried that the whole car was going to burn down. Well, what it turned out to be was that his headers, he had his headers ceramic coated, and that caused them, they caught on fire, but they're not supposed to. Ceramic is not supposed to catch on fire. You can put a ceramic coating on headers or some other exhaust components, and they shouldn't catch on fire. Mm-hmm. So there's a possibility that something happened during the coating process. The wrong thing was made powder coat instead of ceramic coat. We don't know, but for him to actually catch a fire starting as he's driving the car down the road, it's like, I follow him. I'm not a Ferrari guy, but he's a DIY guy. So he likes to do things to his supercar, and I enjoy watching his channel because of that. I'm a supporter of his channel as well. So yeah, I thought that was an interesting video to catch this week, and such a disappointment because he had planned on auctioning this car off.
Did we get to see that car on Hoovie's channel now?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, he's going to be the next Hoovie. I thought he was going to make Life Apollos with this, but he didn't. Not at least the last one. He might the next Life Apollo.
You mentioned that about him, Pat, how he's the DIYer. And, you and I have spoken a couple of times on how you're kind of, just dive right in the pool and dig into it. But you've worked on cars, you've worked on, a project at your house, and you're comfortable with that, wrenching mindset. And it's something where I've always wanted to, and I've helped my uncle change oil once or twice in his 67 Vet and done like a little bit, but never really, on my own with a project. And with my car being my daily, I've always been afraid to. But I've been scouring eBay the last couple of months looking for like the $5,000 Miata or, a something where parts are cheap. It's fairly mechanical. I actually learned last week that with the older Miatas, you could take a paper clip and short circuit them, and on the dashboard, they would Morse code you signals to look into the manual to fix the problem. And I'm like, I can figure that out. But it's, I would love to learn, and not that I want to change my channel, but I would love to learn how to do all this stuff and document it coming from a guy that's never done it. What life is like to, here's an engine hoist. And did I unhook all the bolts before I start cranking it? Maybe
that would be a great idea for a channel because not only would it give you the experience, but it would also give us an idea of what it's like to start something with, just going into the deep end and seeing how you could perform. The other advantage to that is that you start to acquire tools. So the tools that you purchase helps you obviously work on the car, but then you have the tool for.
We live, man.
Well, it's funny you say that because over that way in my office, yes, my office, because I don't have a garage and I don't know why, but I got a big giant Craftsman toolbox with, like the Junior, I have a house, let me unscrew a light fixture or whatever. But it's exactly that, it's like you and I have talked again. Oh, I don't have this. I need this to fix that. Now I have it in my collection. And then, one more spot in the drawer. Maybe. I keep talking about it.
That's why
I'll see what Soto and Evan do. We'll see who gets to the radical build first.
I mean, I've collected so many tools since we started building, especially when I did my coilovers. I mean, I had to get a whole bunch of different sockets that I didn't have before. Milwaukee tool, that's a definite you need, a Milwaukee ratchet gun. I mean, I've accumulated a lot more tools than I had before, and I have a lot more to go.
The impact gun?
Yeah, my impact gun, air compressor. I'm old school. I like my air compressor. But I still got a lot more. You know, I need a lift, something better like what Pat has. That what's it called? Easy lift.
Quick jack.
Quick jack. Yeah, I need something like that instead of the hand jacks, the low profile hand jacks.
We need a 2-post.
Yeah,
lift.
but as you build, you start accumulating, and you're saving money taking to a shop and doing it.
Yeah. How does your jack work, Pat? Is it lift at the wheels or it lifts at the frame?
It lifts at the frame, and honestly, it's like a parallelogram. So there's two pieces that sit here, and as it jacks up, it just, whoop, you know. So there's arms that go with it as it goes up.
And is it two separate pieces, or are they bolted together at the bottom so they can't shift that way?
No, they're two separate pieces, and what's important about it is that they have to be parallel. So if you have a car that has jack points that, like, let's say the front of the car has jack points that are more inboard than the back of the car, it won't work. So that way you can actually turn them sideways and run, you know, but then you lose access to a lot of panels under the
So
car.
it actually hits the jack points on the frame.
Yes, or anywhere you want to put the, because there comes with rubber blocks. So
Okay.
wherever you are comfortable putting it. Now, like on my truck, for example, the frame rails are straight, and I have to buy like a taller piece of rubber. It's actually a different type of device, so that you'll get the full length, because these will go up 2 feet. But if your vehicle's too high, it'll only go up 1.5 feet, so it's not useful. But the one reason why I have these over like a two post jack, for example, is I couldn't pull this car in and open the doors. And it's even in the service manual. If you have the 2-post, you know, lift, you got to drive the car, you know, up to the lift. You got to put it in neutral, turn it off, jump out, close the door, push it, and then after a certain period of time, the car will automatically put itself in park. And that's literally the only way. So, and then if you want to back it out, you got to climb in through the window. So that's what's really bad about the i8 in that you know aspect of it.
So you had the car first.
Say again?
You had the car and then you got the lift.
Maybe. I can't remember. I think I actually got the lift before the car, and I think part of it was
because you had only had the door.
Yeah, that's true. I did have it. So yeah, it's hard. It was hard for me to make it in my head to get it right. But the one thing about the lift that I would have to install in my garage also is I don't have much ceiling space, because my living space is above my garage, and then I have ductwork that comes down that prevents me from really lifting the car. So in that respect, you know, the quick jack was really the only way to go. Hey, there's Peter Carey. Hi, Peter. He's in the chat.
I see him.
Yeah, he's a Corvette guy.
What's up, Peter? So yeah, we're gonna start working on Evan. We've got his spacers, his coilovers are coming, even though he
Springs.
didn't. Oh, springs. He got springs. We're gonna work on that this weekend, and we didn't hit those 500 likes, but on that last video. But
Pat gave us the 500 likes.
yeah, Pat gave us a 500 likes.
The
Yeah.
comment section. I just put, here's your 500 likes. Go.
Y'all should just have Street Speed repost it for you.
I don't know him.
Hey,
Well,
man.
it's funny though. I've been, and I don't want this to come off sounding wrong, but I've been in and around that circle for the last couple of years, and I've had the chance to be with Nick when he was still building the Freedom Rocket before it had any kind of body work and paint work and whatever and stuff like that. And I've hung out with Mike a couple times, and I've had 2, 3, 4 shout outs in the videos, and also a couple on Instagram. But it's really not about just that. It's really one of these, like, when you're interacting, when you're engaging, that's really what means something. Or when Troy wasn't at 100,000 and Mike was like, "Oh, I'll buy the McLaren if this happens," then it drives the traffic. It's not really the sharing that gets you far. Again, Evapors, you got 10 and change. You shared us all a couple times. Like you'll pick up a couple golden nuggets from it, but it's not going to hit us that golden play button. This is really what does it for us, is the constant interaction, the constant engagement.
Yeah, but
We'll
a
get
lot
to
of
there.
a lot of that is subjective. People see stuff all the time and they like it, don't like it. You can have 100,000 followers that don't. But what I noticed in like the car communities and even just YouTube period, and YouTube talks about it a lot, the collabs. When you're on, let's just say, I don't know, Tall Guy Car Reviews, and he's like, hey guys, hey G Squad, he calls people G Squad. Hey G Squad, this is my main man, Evapors. Y'all need to subscribe to his channel. This is my guy. He doing some big stuff. I got his link in the description below. You know what I'm saying? Or Street Speed is like, this is my guy right here. Hey, follow him on YouTube and on IG, man. We're gonna be doing some good stuff. Those to me, I've seen because I've followed so many people from those endorsements.
Yeah.
Well, and that's when it works. When it's here's the link, here's their name, go check, a full conversation. When I was in, so the day that we had the Cops, Cars, and Coffees, we all drove to Mike's house, did a birthday rally over to the car show. So, there were a couple little pops up, but that's it. It really needs to be that edification of go check out, here's my guy, here's what he's about. Link is right there, and click it.
That's it, man. It works. It works because again, I follow so many people right now because of those endorsements, and I'm subscribed to them. I'm in the notification gangs on several channels that I got introduced to from the bigger channels, so to speak, man. So, hey, man, we're going to be in that position one day when we're going to be able to say we're the bigger channels and we're able to, push people up. By our endorsement.
And on that note, with the bigger channel, so when Dr. M3 had a video the other day, I chimed in. I was like, "Oh, join us for the Zoom," and he's like, "Hey guys, where, when, and what time?" So Pat gave us a good shout out with all of the fine details. So we just got to keep that touch point going.
Yeah,
there's Rebecca's caller right here. I don't have what's Photoshop, so I can't put your Instagram on. I don't have Photoshop on this computer.
So I'm gonna touch on Rebecca's car really quick. My buddy works for Audi, and as part of the employment benefit, you can pick, here's a monthly stipend for your car. And if it's an Audi, it's this much. And if it's a VW, it's a lot more based on true cost. And he picked the Jetta, and he loves it. It has everything he needs. It gets him where he needs to with most of the luxury features that the comparable Audi had without the badging.
Yeah. I have one. So I love it. It's in my first month, I put over 2,000 miles on the car. It has one very strange flaw. And it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen or heard of. So I'm still old school, and I still have an iPod that I play my music off of. When I have my iPod plugged into the car and the cable plugged into my iPod, if I set it on the seat, if the cable's on the seat, it tells me that I get a light on my dash that the seatbelt sensors and like the seatbelt's not buckled in, but it still tells me that like the airbag is still off. So it's not registering weight. It's only the cable. Because if I unplug the cable, the light goes away.
It's interesting.
So there's some weird sensor issue, like an electrical thing that the cable's giving off that is messing with the sensor inside the seat.
Tell them that you did the oil change.
Oh, yeah, I have my first video coming out on Pat's channel where last weekend I did my first oil change, and that was interesting. It went fairly well, except getting the oil filter off because the factory tech, we broke a strap wrench at the weld. It was on there so tight, and we almost punctured the oil filter trying to get it off because it was literally like I never would have been able to get it off. He barely got it off. It was on there way too tight.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it was a front drive or a 4Motion?
Front. Yeah, it's front wheel drive.
Yeah.
And the neat thing about this car, I mean, I never was a Volkswagen person, but the cuts of the car, like where the body panels, they're steep, sharp cuts. And
like
when
that line that you see on the that body line, it's a line. Yeah, that one right there.
That's
like
a
it's
cut.
an actual like an angle and then another angle. It's not just a smooth shaping.
So it has a feel when you're drying it. Like after we washed it, we dried it. It just feels like they put a lot of cuts into this thing to give it a luxury feel and look to it. It's kind of interesting, like a luxury car would be. And it's all leather. It's nice.
I like them. I used to have a Super Beetle, 68 Super Beetle. I like the Volkswagens.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I've been just running it in eco mode and I'm getting, 550 miles to a tank of gas.
Wow.
And it's an 11-gallon tank or 13?
13. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then that's back roads. When I drove it down to North Carolina, I was getting over 50 miles to the gallon. I was getting between 50 and 52 on highway.
That's gasser. That's not a dinosaur juice.
Correct.
Nope, it's
all gas.
gas.
All downhill. We went to the Outer Banks. We actually had to tear down. We sort of evacuated a group of folks from the Outer Banks right when they started locking the Outer Banks down. So yeah, that was an ordeal. But I took the truck down, she took the car down, and we just rounded people up and got them off of the Outer Banks. So yeah, it was good. It was the first trip with that. But it's been a good car, reliable car. And it has the turbo on it, but the turbos are more for gas mileage than performance, but you could tune them.
I mean, when you put it into, I finally put it into sport mode the other day, and like, I gave it the beans a little bit, and I was surprised because it actually makes noise when you have it in eco mode. It's so quiet. You tend to like get out of the car without actually turning the engine off because you're like, oh wait, okay, it's still running. So when you put it into sport mode, it actually makes some decent noise and it go. Marilyn Spotter, who was on last week, wants me to do a resonator delete and stuff like that on it.
Because they were opened in a day.
Oh yeah, those chips are old. Yeah.
The guys up at Complete Performance, I think they are an APR licensed tuning shop.
Okay.
So if you're looking to
What
give
if
it a
I
couple,
already brushed my teeth?
We'll talk about it when we get up there. Okay.
One thing I did notice on the Range Rover, my wife's the other day, is pretty cool. It knows, you put in your home location in. So when you park, if you drive to like the grocery store and you put the car in park, the car doesn't turn itself off by itself. But when you come home, I noticed it a couple days ago when I pulled up to the house into the driveway and I stopped the car and put it into park, it automatically shut the car off, and it lowered.
Any other chips?
And then you can open the door and get out.
Wow.
The vehicle knows you're home.
Wow.
It's shut off.
I don't know if I trust that.
It's pretty cool.
I know that Tesla does that, where if you have the the garage door openers, when it senses that you're pulling up to your house, it'll open up your door.
Yeah. It's the same technology
that's built into snack, some cereal or something. A little piece of
weird. I don't know.
I could take a sniff.
Oh, got Evan's car.
I don't have a good picture of it. Oh, that's the only picture I have.
Let's put it up here.
Is that right, good?
Probably.
Oh, the nightly routine.
What's that?
It is past her bedtime.
Yeah, tell her.
It is past your bedtime.
Thank you. You heard what they said. Mackenzie said, "Hey."
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Say hey.
What's your favorite car?
What's your favorite car, Mackenzie? Huh? Don't get shy now. All this talking you do around here.
Yeah, too much all of a sudden. We got too many viewers.
Old Mercedes. I see it.
Okay, Evan.
What year is that?
2010.
Okay.
Hey, she looks good.
Thank you.
We put those headlights in.
As As soon as you said that, Eric, all I can think of is, and now I'm blanking on the name of the movie. Oh crap!
The Hunger Games.
No. Day After Next to.
Blazing Saddles.
No. When he goes, he's polishing his wheels, and he goes, "Yeah, they look nice." He goes, "They 18." Well, man, they ain't 18. They 16. Yeah, but they look nice.
Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was lying to me. They was
nice.
8. Yeah, he was like, they 10s, but I keep them clean. Yes, sir. Man, we about to call it a night, gents.
I think so.
Who's hosting next week?
Yeah, who's hosting next week?
I think I've got I did a dummy setup as we did this tonight, and I was going live the whole night to test my connection, and it worked. So I can do it again next week. I just can't go live until about 9:15.
Right.
So if that works for you guys.
That works for me.
Alrighty.
Make the time 9:15.
9:15 it is.
I mean, we're going to be up till 10:30, 11 o'clock anyway. Usually it seems like.
Alrighty. I've got someone who's interested, Lindsay Miles from also from North Carolina. Hey. So I'll reach out to her for next week unless anybody else has someone they want to bring in.
Man, can you tell us about her?
Lindsay goes by Lala. Is it Boosted Chip on Instagram? Just an all-out cool automotive chick who is, in it for the right causes. When Mike did one of his call-outs, everybody's back and forth thinking, oh, it's so far, I can't make it. She's like, can I make it? Hopped in a car at like 2 o'clock in the morning, drove all the way up to Maryland, spent the whole day with everybody enjoying the call-out, and then drove home. She has had a chance to, drive some cool cars, meet some cool people. She met Matt Farah at an event, talked about him a bit. Really, she bleeds cars. So,
hey, I'm with it, man.
Bring a little bit of lady love into the video mix.
You should have saved Shay, man, for next month, man. You hit the home run with Shay, bro.
But there's more,
man. Yeah, that's my new friend, man. I'm about to get me a Huracan, brother.
Jay's really cool. I look forward to every event that he puts together because it's done so well and it's so respectful. There's no burnouts, there's no jackassery, there's no nothing. It's just let's come in, let's do it for the right cause and make it a good day.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff, man. We ain't got to worry about no foolishness, man. Hey, Mr. Random in there, he like the AMG.
Let's get Mr. Random on board.
Hey, Mr. Random is cool, man. He's a YouTuber also, man. And he has a garage that he works on cars and stuff, man. And he's doing a LS swap. Mr. Random, you doing the LS swap?
And you'll get us Tall Guy.
Hey. Yeah. Tall Guy, that would be dope, man, to have him even drop in for a few minutes, right? Hey, just drop in or DDE, man. Let's get Damon Fryer up in here, man.
We'll get them all, one step at a time.
Watch. Now, don't be shocked when we get them.
Lindsay, and if Lindsay gives us the go-ahead next week for 9:15, I will shoot back out to the group.
Yeah. And Pat, I gotta get your mailing address so I can ship you your tag.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You can see through it.
Huh?
You can see through it.
You can?
Yeah.
It's because of the screen.
Well, you know what? I really appreciate it.
Metal.
That was really nice of you to think about that. And I'll gladly hang that up with pride because that's definitely a cool surprise. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All righty. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Everyone. Thank y'all for being in the chat room, man, and subscribing. We had a few people subscribe during the live, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy motoring.
In the stream.